Mentioned Fox News a moment ago. This is Sarah Palin now with her new employer and a little bit testier than maybe you've seen Bill O'Reilly. Watch this.
They say, okay, we obeyed what President Palin told us to do. Then what? Do you give them green cards to work right away? What do you do with them?
You know, there has to be that expectation that they will work and that they will contribute. Bill, it makes me uncomfortable that we're even going down that path so far when...
You have to go down the path because it's going to come up.
American citizens who are here lawfully, they need to be the ones with the first shot at getting these jobs.
It's not the first. It's actually the second time that they've tangled on the show a little bit. It's a little bit frustrated.
You know, it's good for TV ratings. Here we are, post-politics time. Karen Tumulty joining us on Top Line. So before we move on to the other stuff, just quickly on this, one more thing on the Gibbs statement. I mean, can we just say once and for all that the guy was simply telling the truth?
You know, I really, maybe it's because I'm coming back from vacation, but I don't get where the controversy is here.
But they're really upset. I mean, Democrats in the House are really upset about this and still upset.
And like I said, I don't get it because it's not like every one of them hasn't been saying this, at least privately, for months. And anybody who can do arithmetic knows that the control of the House is very much on the line.
As Mr. Van Hollen said, that he didn't complete the thought. What you're supposed to say in the Democratic handbook is it's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, anything's possible, but it's not going to happen. That was the piece that was missing, and there's a lot of pushback now. I mean, obviously Speaker Pelosi is responding to something in saying this to her caucus.
Well, and this could be because of, you know, they're feeling reverberations in their fundraising or something like that. But like I said, I just don't get it.
Is it going to happen?
It's what's going to happen.
They're going to take it back?
Republicans take back the House?
Heck if I know, you know. And I don't think, you know, I think that it's not really going to become terribly clear until after Labor Day, just exactly how calcified this political environment has become.
And if you look at our post, the ABC News Washington Post poll earlier this week, it's clear why they keep saying choice, not referendum. The Democrats say we need a choice, not a referendum, because they are not sold on Republicans. They go look at issue by issue. They're saying we rate them worse. We still want a Republican Congress.
You know, in fact, I was counting, and I believe Congressman Van Hollen used the word choice 4 times while he was talking to you.
Does that work in a midterm like this?
At this point, it really does look like, from our poll of just 2 days ago, that people are viewing this as a referendum. I mean, one side is very motivated and the other side is not. And to me, that looks like a referendum.
Right. And I guess the question is, and this is what gets settled over those next couple of months, can you change that in any way? And it seems like the White House, the Democratic strategy so far is you pounce on something that the other side says that they think is a glimmer of truth, and you make that famous.
Well, you've got to do that, but the thing that really has to change is most people's perception of what is going on in their own lives. And they don't necessarily have to think that the economy has recovered, but they have to feel like the trend is up and that the trend is better. And that to me was the most important number in our poll, was that people don't feel that right now.
So does it work to have the Vice President and the Chairman of the President's Council on Economic Advisors come out and say the Recovery Act is working, we're ahead of schedule, 3 million jobs?
Well, they do have to address this skepticism that is out there that this was just basically a lot of money spent that could have A, not been spent, or B, been spent more effectively. So they've got to address it. There is a real question, however, you know, how credible these numbers are, because I think most people look at this and especially the idea of, you know, jobs that were saved. I mean, how do you measure
It's an unknowable number. And we've said it on this program many times before. You knew that it was going to meet that. There was no scenario under which it wasn't going to meet that threshold, but the jobs numbers are what really matter in the end. And that's what they're going to have to continue to deal with. Karen Tumulty from the Washington Post, welcome back.
Thank you.
It's good to have you back. Thanks for being here for Post Politics. And that does it for this edition of Top Line.
That's it for Top Line.
It's twitter.com/The Note. You have deep thoughts on Sarah Palin or what words we should use? Yeah.
What was that all about?
That's great, man. That's Greta Van Susteren stuff.